Hey there, welcome back to Organize with Grace. And here's another episode for you. And you know me, I love to share tips, strategies, and tricks about decluttering, downsizing, and organizing. But today I want to talk to you about something that's been in the works. Sometimes I don't know how I end up coming upon certain topics. But one thing I can tell you is that I'm always looking for different ways and tools to try to help make it easier for you to declutter and downsize. I don't think I've mentioned it in the podcast that I have taken on a full-time job, and I have been doing that since the beginning of February this year. With this added element of my life, I have noticed that my nervous system has been out of whack. And so keep that in mind as I'm talking about this. So we could have the best intentions. We could be listening to the right people, and even that perfect YouTube video we've found or that method that we've found and give us an aha moment that will finally help us get started on this decluttering journey. And then day after day, week after week, month after month, maybe even year after year, you have barely scraped the surface of that guest room turned into a catch-all room. Now, for the past few weeks for me, I've reached a turning point in how I think about downsizing, decluttering, and organizing. And I want to bring you along with me. So can I invite you along as I shift into a deeper understanding of what's really going on when our homes feel overwhelming? I've been an organizer for a few years now, and I've helped people sort through all types of piles, boxes, closets, even everything from junk drawers to even garages. Garages are very tricky, but over the years, I've given advice I genuinely thought would help. Stuff like, just set a timer for 15 minutes, or start small, pick one drawer, or write it down so you can stay focused. And here's one, ask yourself, does it spark joy? You've heard me say these things on this very podcast. And for some people in certain seasons, those types of advice is very helpful. But lately, I've been paying attention to the moments when that advice doesn't work. When it feels like even the tiniest task feels like too much. When you write down your goals and still feel frozen. When the timer goes off and nothing has been done, nothing has happened. And I started wondering, why is that? So before we go any further, I want to take just a moment to explain what I mean when I introduce the nervous system. Because if you're anything like me, you might be thinking, isn't that just that biology thing from high school? Yes, your nervous system is a part of your body that controls how you respond to stress, to rest, to danger, safety, everything. It's like an internal command center that's always scanning your environment, asking, am I safe? When the answer is yes, you feel calm, focused, and connected. That is what's called a regulated state. And it's the best place to make decisions, clean up, or take action. But when the answer is no, when life feels like too much, or you're overwhelmed by clutter, or you're emotionally flooded, your nervous system shifts into what's called survival mode. And survival mode can look like freeze, as it's called, when you feel stuck and shut down, fight or flight, when you feel restless, agitated, or impulsive. In any of these states, it becomes really hard to think clearly and make choices or take small actions like sorting mail or cleaning a drawer. So if you've ever told yourself, I should be able to get this done, and yet nothing happens, it's probably not a motivation issue. It's a nervous system overload. And that's why I'm not just telling you to set a timer anymore. And here's what I've come to understand. We can't declutter when we're in survival mode. We can't take clear, confident action when our nervous system is overwhelmed. And it takes far more than willpower. And it's not about laziness. It's really about what's happening in your body. When the nervous system senses threat, whether it's real or just something perceived, or just the load of the long to-do list and always feeling behind, then it can put us into fight, flight, freeze, or fawn. And we'll talk more about that as this series goes along. And yes, it's going to be a series, and I hope that you stay with me because I feel like this is something that is going to help you and me so much. So when our nervous system senses threat, and from that place, decision making becomes nearly impossible. So when someone tells you just set a timer, but your body is stuck in freeze mode, it feels like you're broken. But you're not. Your nervous system is doing exactly what it's supposed to do, which is to protect you. And that's when I realized that we've been starting in the wrong place. Now, this will take a lot of unfolding, and I'm hoping that I don't lose you on this, but it's this realization has changed how I want to show up. And I want to show up as not only a podcast host, but as a guide. I'm not here to help you make your home look Instagram perfect or Pinterest perfect. Although if that's the type of surrounding that you want to have, nothing wrong with it. But I want to tell you that to reach a certain level of organization, it doesn't have to take having a Pinterest perfect environment. And I'm here to help you feel safe in your own body so you can make decisions that stick. I used to think organization started with systems and labels and routines. And I know all of that is very, very important. Don't get me wrong. I'm not discounting them. But now I know it starts with regulation. It starts with calming your body, grounding your breath, and creating a sense of internal safety so that decluttering becomes doable again. And while I still do definitely offer one-on-one time with those who are trying to have some direction with downsizing. That's also an offer. But what I want to tell you is that I'm calling this direction the Grace Regulate method. And what it's all about is supporting the nervous system first so that you can take the action needed with clarity and not pressure, with peace, not panic. So if you've ever felt ashamed that you couldn't follow through, if you've ever written the list but never started it, never accomplished it, if you've ever thought, I just need to try harder, and then just shut down under the pressure of it all, hear me out. You're not behind, just like I said in the last episode, and there isn't something wrong with you regarding this. It's likely that you're just dysregulated. And that's something that we can work with. That's something we can heal gently over time. So from this point forward, I'll still be sharing organizing tools, but they're going to come through a new lens, the nervous system first lens, the one that honors how you feel and not just what you do. So in the coming episodes, I will share some simple ways to regulate your body before you declutter and continue to have a conversation about why we feel emotionally attached to certain objects and how to deal with it. And then how to downsize during a stressful life transition without spiraling down. And how faith and nervous system care actually go hand in hand. So this is the lane I want to be in long term, and I'm so excited to share it with you. And this is the kind of support also that I wish I had in my hardest seasons, even in my younger years. I'm so grateful that you're here with me. Thank you for listening to this one. If there's anything in today's episode that spoke to you, that resonated with you, I'd love to hear about it. You can send me a message on Instagram at Organize with Grace, or you can email me, grace@organizewithgrace.com. And you're not in this alone, and that you have the right to feel safe in your own skin. And I'll talk to you again soon. And as always, this is Grace with Organize with Grace.